Good morning, Chairman Grassley, Ranking Member Durbin, and Senators. My name is William Enyart. I'm a retired Major General. The last 5 years of my service, I was the Adjutant General, that's the Commanding General, for the 13,000 soldiers and airmen of the Illinois National Guard. I had guardsmen in combat in Iraq and Afghanistan 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. We had the largest combat deployment since World War II. I served nearly 36 years in the military. I come from a proud family of veterans. My father, brother, and I served a total of nearly 64 years. We each served as enlisted members. I was commissioned an officer in 1982. After military retirement, I was elected to Congress, where I served on the House Armed Services Committee. I recite these facts so that you understand that I have experience at the enlisted, officer, general officer, and policymaker level. This experience forms the basis of what I will tell you today. I'm here to talk with you about appropriate uses of the National Guard. The National Guard has a proud history of service to our nation, from pre-Revolutionary War days to the World Wars to today's conflicts. The National Guard is the best trained military reserve force in the world. There were times during the Iraq War that the Army National Guard provided more than half of our combat power in Iraq. We train in military skills, not police skills, to provide part-time soldiers for our nation's defense. Our other equally important role is as a trained and ready force for the governors. In our state role, we deploy to assist in disaster recovery. We deployed to New Orleans for Hurricane Katrina, to Illinois for Mississippi River floods, to St. Louis for tornadoes, the Nevada Air National Guard for forest fires, to name but a few. You've heard what we are. Here's what we're not. We're not trained as police officers. Our soldiers may receive a couple of hours a year in civil disturbance training. We do not receive the months and years of training required to become qualified police officers. We're not trained to perform arrests, to perform traffic stops, to perform investigations, to follow up on crime tips. The calls to mobilize the Guard fail to understand this, nor do they understand the costs to mobilize the Guard. There's the cost to the taxpayer. The number I've heard for Los Angeles is $120 million for 4,000 guardsmen for 60 days. That's a high price tag for a stopgap measure. How many police officers could have been hired, trained, and put on the streets for $120 million? There's the cost to the Department of Defense and to FEMA. Every dollar spent on a misguided use is a dollar that can't be spent on training or equipping these soldiers, that can't be spent on their real mission. A dollar that isn't there for disaster response when the next hurricane hits New Orleans or the next tornado levels St. Louis. And there's the hidden costs to the soldiers and their families. These are part-time soldiers. They have jobs at home. They have educations they are missing. They have families who rely on them, employers who rely on them. Let me speak to you from a guardsman's heart. Sunday, my pastor at the Presbyterian Church in Belleville, Illinois, spoke about trust. He was speaking to the trust between God and man. Let me speak to you of a soldier's trust. A soldier trusts fellow soldiers. They trust their leadership. They trust the political leadership of this country to send them on missions, whether wartime or peacetime, that make sense. Missions that don't waste their time or lives, that don't waste their sacrifices. A soldier's family trusts that their sacrifices, their loss of that soldier for a day, a week, a month, maybe forever, isn't a waste. Employers trust that Guardsmen's mission is necessary, that it's important, that it protects our nation. Communities trust that our soldiers serve our nation, defend justice and democracy. Trust that a soldier's mission is to protect them, not police them. To misuse our troops, whether guard or active duty, is to breach those bonds of trust. When these soldiers are doing what they signed up for, defending our great nation, or helping their neighbors recover from a natural disaster, they don't mind sacrificing wages, missing a child's birthday, losing months away from school. But when they're bagging trash in Washington, D.C., they lose trust. Worse, their employers and families lose trust. It took a generation for the Guard to recover from the stain of Guardsmen shooting and killing college students at Kent State. We're one trigger pull away from another such tragedy. Don't let it happen. National Guard forces are for a real emergency, not a Band-Aid for long-standing problems that need a long-term solution. Thank you.